Scorpio, February 2015 horoscope with me, Lada from astrolada.com. For everyone who have their ascendant, sun or moon in Scorpio, make sure you check at least your ascendant sign. Because everyone checks just their sun sign. But if you want more details, more in-depth understanding, and you can merge both the sun sign and the ascendant sign, and you'll see that both things are happening in your life, Both at certain moments one takes over, at certain moments another takes over, but both themes are working out. So you can find out your ascendant sign at my birth chart calculator, but you need to know your exact time of birth, at least within 10-15 minutes. Enter it at the table, basically at the birth chart calculator, and then go to the planetary details table. And there you'll find your ascendant sign with the degree. And listen to this prediction. Mark the degree as well, because I might mention it sometimes. Okay, and if you want any advice, immediate, I'm there on my website at astrolada.com. You can have a reading with me. I'm putting a link for the readings that I offer. I usually try to answer within a week. Or if you want immediate answers, there are astrologers and psychics that I've personally scouted from all over the world. I followed their work for years. I've worked with them. I personally guarantee they're top professionals, they're top of the cream people. So, what's happening for you, Scorpios for 2015, February? Well, it's a comparatively easygoing month, and finally Saturn is out of your sign. You're already starting to breathe more easily. Things are starting to relax a bit. You're maybe exhausted from the past 2.5 years. And February comes like a much more, uplifting month for you. Why is that? Because first of all, you have two very supporting planets, Venus and Mars, in water signs, in the sign of Pisces, which you're Scorpio, so your sign, which is water sign, and every time there are planets in other water signs, they support you. And they fall in your 5th house of fun. And both planets are very passionate planets. Venus is having fun. Venus is pleasure. Venus is romance. And Mars is passion, is desire. So you're hungry. Your tired soul is hungry for some fun now. It's hungry to dedicate more time to your hobbies. It's hungry to be more center of attention, to do some activities which are more supporting of your confidence, of you as an individuality. You're more hungry to shine. You're more hungry to have more fun, to be childlike. This is what Mars creates when it's in your 5th house. And it brings you the energy to pursue those as well. And Venus is the planet of satisfaction. So you're hungry for those adventures and pleasures and fun activities and creative outlets and being more carefree and childlike and having more joy. And Venus makes sure that you'll get more of those in February. Venus is also in your 5th house. And Venus and Mars, they love to be in the 5th house. Venus in particular, it says it's the joy of Venus. When Venus passes your 5th house once every year for maybe for a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, this is when people tend to party more, tend to enjoy themselves more, tend to gain great pleasure and have them indulging in their hobbies, in the things that make them happy. Even if it's not romance, because 5th house rules romance as well. Some of you can attract, if you're single, romance into your life right now, and which is more passionate because Mars is also there. It's not like just flowers and roses, but it's a little bit more exciting, You start to receive more attention from others. You just your personality shines out, because 5th house is, when it's triggered by those two creative and passionate planets, your individuality, this is your individuality, how you express it, comes more naturally. You become more naturally yourself. If you felt repressed for the past month for some reason, if your light couldn't shine out, now those two planets can help you a little bit, maybe not forever to improve your self-esteem and your confidence, but at least for a few weeks or days now in February, to around the 20th of February, you get to shine a bit more. You get to be more playful. You get to be more fun. You get to do hobbies and activities which bring you pleasure. And romantic experiences are also likely. If you have children, you'll be much more busy playing with them. Their life becomes more hectic as well, and you need to pay them more attention. But they bring you joy in a positive way. And sometimes the sexual desires grow as well, but not in a way which rubs you sorely, like, oh, I need someone. But no, it's kind of in a more playful, more joyful way. People who are involved in any creative projects or any creative work, or people who have their own businesses, even if it's not creative business, it's again 5th house because it rules creative intelligence, ingenuity, using original thought. And Venus and Mars are two very creative planets there. So anyone who needs to use an original thought, Scorpio ascendant or some, you know, you'll find that you're receiving more inspiration this month, that just these creative thoughts are flowing more easily and you're able to, you know, put them to use somehow. And especially if you're in a creative job, it's like you feel like you're inspired, your creative juices are flowing this month. Okay, this is the good news, you know. Let's see what other planets are there. Mercury and the Sun are in your 4th house. They continue, Mercury went from January, so maybe some theme of having to arrange something to do with property, having to arrange something to do with the place you're living, to change or arrange certain circumstances with the people you're living in your family life, in your home, personal life. You're arranging certain things, you know, because Mercury is this manager, is this planet which arranges things, and it's been moving backwards and forwards in your 4th house. And probably these matters started coming up from January. And by the end of the process, by the end of February, you'll find that you've improved somehow your personal life by being more business-like, by being more organized, by arranging certain things. There might be even practical matters to do with your home and environment and property that you're able to fully sort out by February, even if they get at the moment maybe you felt it's a little bit overwhelming, because when Mercury moves backwards in your 4th house to around the 10th, I think, was it the 10th, around the middle of February or something like that. Yeah. Things tend to get a bit more slower. You need to revise it a few times. It requires a lot of your skills and attention to detail. So you might sometimes even get frustrated because of the extra effort you have to put. But by the end of the process, you'll be glad you put this extra effort. You'll be glad that certain problems came to the surface in regards to those family, personal matters, so you can sort them out. Or you might even have to do some important conversations with family matters and arranging certain family matters. And by March, you've done this and you're like, I'm glad I did it. And also, when Mercury goes retrograde in your 4th house, which happens rarely, sometimes it might be once every 7 years, you know, this is a time when you can increase your fortune, because 4th house is considered the house of the the house of fortune in ancient astrology. Not so much in modern, but I've observed it, and it's indeed true. And when Mercury loves to get retrograde in the 4th house, because people can lay foundations, because 4th house is the bottom of the horoscope, the foundation that you step in, just like your home is your foundation, your property, but anything else which is a foundation for you can lay the practical beginnings, foundations of something that can give you more fortune in your life, particularly material fortune. So this is when oftentimes people can lay foundations of new companies, of new projects, of new business developments, and anything that you undertook in January and February, and it might be a bit difficult, it doesn't matter, but this has the potential by March, if you did it properly, if you did your job properly, to increase your fortune. So that's good news, especially if your ascendant is in Scorpio. You'll definitely feel this. And so yes, this is what's mainly happening. There are no, actually, I'm not giving you any degrees now, because there are no planets which are stressing you, which are stressing Scorpio directly this month in February. Yay, no longer Saturn, you know. And if there is anything very difficult or complicated or dramatic happening in your life, this does not come from the sign Scorpio. This is most likely coming if your ascendant is in a different sign, maybe if it's in Sagittarius, or if you have some planets in Sagittarius, this is where the difficult side are happening, things are happening. Or maybe if you have a moon in Gemini or Virgo, this is where Saturn has influence there this month in February, sorry. But overall, You are free of those difficult influences, and it's more time to let your hair down a bit and sort out certain matters with your home and family environment or your personal life, or for the start laying foundations of new fortune in your life. This is a good one. Thank you.